We've explained yesterday that the halacha, what happens if someone doesn't have any wine? Now, we said that you make Kiddush on the bread. Now, what's the literal procedure if there's no wine and you can't get wine? How do you actually go about making the Kiddush on bread? We say it, but what's the procedure? Halacha explains, someone who is in the situation where there's no wine and they make Kiddush on their bread on Friday night, before they get to make Kiddush or Hamotzi, they first have to wash their hands until Yadayim. Why? Because they're about to eat bread. You have to do Netilat Yadayim first. Then you sit down, you sit in your place, you say Vaychulu Hashemayim, you say the paragraph of Vaychulu that we say Friday nights before Ber Priya Gefen. But instead of then saying Ber Priya Gefen, then you uncover the bread, and you pick up the bread, and you say Hamotzi Lecha Min Haaretz, and then you say the bracha of Kiddush of Mekadesh Shabbat. Then you break the bread and you eat the bread. So it's a unique scenario where if there's no wine, that's how you do it. You substitute the hamotzi instead of the gefen, and because hamotzi, you have to do Netilat Yadayim beforehand as well. So it's an interesting scenario if someone is stuck without wine but has bread. Now, what about in an even worse scenario? No wine, no bread. What do you do? Halacha explains, Mish ein lo yain velo pat lekadosh alahem. Yet Friday night comes, we're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Somehow there's no wine, no bread. What do we do? You can't just say the bracha of Kiddush by itself. Kiddush was instituted rabbinically by the Chachamim on wine or on bread. You can't say that bracha of Mekadesh Shabbat by itself. Instead, how do you fulfill your mitzvah of Kiddush? You have in mind during tefillah. Friday night we say that same bracha in tefillah, Mekadesh Shabbat. In that tefillah, when you know you don't have any bread coming home, you don't have any bread or wine at home, make the bracha having in mind the mitzvah from the Torah. And mention Yitzhak Mitzrayim, mention the creation of the world, because those are that's the essence of the Kiddush, as we mentioned in the past. Now, even if you have fruits and vegetables, you can't make Kiddush on them. It's only on wine or on bread. Now, if someone's stuck in a scenario with no bread or wine, don't think you have to fast the whole Shabbat. We've explained you can't eat until you make Kiddush. But in this scenario, you're stuck. You have nothing. You don't have to be in a ta'anit, because then you're lacking on Oneg Shabbat, which is also a mitzvah. Rather, you're allowed to eat, and you just unfortunately are honest. You're not able to make Kiddush. And lastly, if someone made the bracha of Mekadesh Shabbat with no wine or no bread, he's not yotzeh afilu b'diavad. He's not yotzeh at all. So therefore, if they bring him later on in the night wine or bread, he has to say Kiddush again, even though he said it once before without anything in front of him. Have a wonderful day and a great week.